Hello everyone and welcome back to Creator in Conversation. In this episode we are continuing our live from Dublin Comic Con series. Today's speaker is Rapha Lobosco. Rapha was situated here in Dublin for a number of years, originally from Brazil. He recently moved back and he was delighted to make the trip back for Dublin Comic Con and touch base with the fellow Irish comics creative scene here. Rapha was able to share what it was like working on the latest Thundercats Lost series, and he also shared his experience of using digital tools such as a Cintiq and an iPad for drawing his comics, the advantages of using said tools, particularly when traveling, and also we discuss a little bit about memories of him working on James Bond for Dynamite, and also the difference between said digital process and also producing traditional Bristol board and ink comic book pages as well. This was also recorded live at Dublin Comic Con, and it was great to catch up with Rapha. Be sure to check him out and follow his work on Thundercats Lost wherever you get your comics. So over to Rapha now at Dublin Comic Con. Awesome. All right, so Rapha Lobosco, welcome back to Dublin. How are you keeping?
Oh, good, thank you.
And you had an adventure getting here this time where you almost ended up in the wrong hotel, I think.
Oh yeah, Jesus, yeah.
And then what was it? It's the hotel. Then it was trying to figure out the taxi. Then it was almost like anything that could happen short of a rescheduled flight, I think, hit you. So thankfully, it's you in one piece.
No, it was all good. Yeah, thank you.
And how have you found it this morning?
Oh, good. Yeah, it started busy really, so which is good. Yeah.
And is it bringing back memories? Because you've been, how long is it since you went back to Brazil now?
Just a year now.
A year?
Yeah, it's been a year now.
You miss it now. And have you caught up with many of your friends yet?
Yeah, actually, it was good to see everyone. Like yesterday, I went out a little bit, for dinner, and we were able to meet a few people. And this morning as well, like people were stopping at my table as well. It's good to see everyone, Like, good. Yeah, it does bring memories because I definitely miss Dublin, definitely.
When did you move to Dublin?
It was 2013.
2013,
Yeah.
And then during that time you were working on comics. You did a stint with an animation company, wasn't it?
Yeah. I work a little bit here and there with animation. I also work with advertisement and design. I did a little bit of everything here, really. Then I started working on comics around 2017 on the first James Bond with Benjamin Percy. Then they did
Dynamite, yeah?
Yeah, it was Dynamite, yeah. Then I did a few like Hack Slash, some small indie press. There was a Vampirella, a Lightning Strike as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Elijah back in the day.
Yeah. Then, I stopped for a little bit. Then after COVID, I went back to comics again, which is good. Yeah.
And what made you pivot back then into comics? Did you see, was there a particular trend or uptake, something that caught your fancy that you went, I need to be back in comics?
No, really. Actually, I have a friend and he needed like, Robert Carey.
Yeah.
So he was working on Jennifer Blood and he had to leave to do something at DC at the time. And we were living close, actually. So he asked me if I wanted to take over 2 issues. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll do the 2 issues. That's fine. And I've just done it for fun, really. I was on a day job, like working with design. And I did those 2 issues. And then when I was doing the issues, I got an email asking if I wanted to do James Bond with Garth Ennis. And I say, well, you don't say no to that. So, yeah. And then it wasn't on purpose how I want to go back to comics. It was just to help out Robbie. And I'd end up getting work after work, because after James Bond, I already started on Thundercats. So,
how did Thundercats? Is Thundercats? So that's with Dynamite as well.
Yeah.
So it seems to be with the James Bond. Then you had Jennifer Blood. So it's James Bond and Jennifer Blood, then back to James Bond.
Yeah, well, so I did Jennifer Blood, the first issue, and then I started working on James Bond. And when I was around the 3rd issue on James Bond, I did the last Jennifer Blood issue. So it was in between then. Then after James Bond, I do an Apex Thundercats, which was a one-shot, like a special one-shot for the main arc. And after that, I started on Thundercats Lost, which is like a sister series from the main.
So, were you a fan of Thundercats with the animated series when it began?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
and what? So, did you watch that back home in Brazil? Was it
Yeah,
dubbed?
yeah. It was on air back in the nights. So yeah,
Oh,
I used to watch Thundercats and Ninja Turtles. They were all at the same time, like one after the other. It was like X-Men, Thundercats, Ninja Turtles, and I think there was like the Dungeon Dragons.
mm-hmm.
I think it's called here. Yeah, and there was another one that I can't remember, but I remember. All those 90s, 80s like cartoons are like.
So, would your family have kind of? They would know Thundercats, and
Yes,
so when you
yes,
said to them, "I'm
yes, yeah,
doing Thundercats," everyone's kind
yeah,
of like, "Oh, Thundercats." Okay.
yeah, yeah. There's a friend of mine. He likes a lot like Thundercat, and he has like a moon ra tattoo on his leg.
Oh
And
wow.
when I told him I was drawing Thundercats, he was like amazed. He said, "Oh man, I can't believe you're doing that!" Like I was the most important person for him at that time. So
You're gonna have to drown him now, and he gets a tattoo over or something.
yeah.
And so, with Thundercats, where does this fit in terms of the continuity and everything?
You mean
Of the new So the Thundercats you're doing the comic, is
yeah?
this directly from the animated series, or is it a separate entity,
No.
a reboot, or is it?
No, no, it's kind of there's the one that I'm doing is called Thundercats Lost. So he brings characters from the season 2 of the cartoon,
Mm-hmm,
which is Bengali, Pumara, and Linkso,
mm-hmm,
and we added 2 new characters to the group, which is Neko and Ligon,
mm-hmm.
and but yeah, it's roughly based on the season 2, like the first few episodes in season 2, but it's kind of, I suppose, where the story is going is going to be connected with the main series, that Dynamite.
Okay.
So it's going to be 10 issues. So
And who's
yeah,
on the main series? Is that Declan Shalvey
it's
still?
Declan and Drew. Yeah,
And is
Drew.
Declan writing or illustrating?
No, is Eddie Brisson that's writing this one.
Okay, okay, okay.
His So yeah, we're doing like kind of, it's a separate story, but it happens at the same time and the same word.
Yeah,
We're in a different place.
yeah.
And I suppose with the Apex comic that we did, Apex I think is gonna become the main, like not the main villain, but he's gonna be some sort of messing up with the future past and things at the main series, and then somehow they're gonna connect with the
Build you up.
yeah.
So so they're really like Dynamite seems to be doing a lot with the license. Because you mentioned you've done James Bond with them.
Yeah.
But they've also done, I think, in the past, Green Hornet. They have Vampirella,
Yeah.
the Red Sonja. So yeah, there's a good few
Barbarella's,
titles. Going.
yeah, no, they have some good things. Yeah, they just released the Captain Planet,
Oh, very good.
so it's cool. There is Terminator as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, they have good things there. Yeah.
I think Terminator was actually Alex Ross' first comic.
Oh, yeah?
Chemistry was a Terminator comic.
Oh.
Yeah, when he first began, before Marvel, before Kingdom Come.
I didn't know that.
And so, how you found the Thundercats fandom? You mentioned you have a good friend kind of
Yeah.
reaching out to you. Have you been come on the like fan websites or clubs reaching out to you, anything like that?
Yeah, there's this one person that's always commenting on anything Thundercats, so which is fun, like, because he has things about like the whole universe, and I mean I don't know that much, I know
I
what
get
I mean there, but yeah, man, it's funny. I saw some forums like Reddit and things like that about the comic,
Mhm.
talking, so which is cool to see that there's like a strong fan base, really.
Oh, that's
So,
brilliant. And do you have many more conventions yourself? You're back in Dublin, but since you went back to Brazil, have you been to the convention scene there or anything?
Yeah, well, the convention scene in Brazil is not very strong. Like you do have small press conventions, but mostly is anime.
Okay.
So comics, it's a very few, really.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm going to the CCXP.
Okay.
I think it's in December, which
Mhm.
is the biggest one there. And it's the one that you want to be really in Brazil, because it's like it's bigger than New York Comic Con. So
Really?
yeah, it's 4 days.
Is that just like population density? Is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
probably,
very
yeah.
good. Very good.
Yeah, they bring all the artists, from cinema and comics as well. So it's kind of huge there. I think it's the only one that size in the South America. So
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
And when you are working on Thundercats, are you doing this traditional or digital combination?
No, no, I'm doing all digital this time. Yeah.
And what type of tools do you use yourself? Do you have a Cintiq, a Wacom?
Yeah, I'm using a Wacom Syntec 16
Mm-hmm.
inch, which has served me well. Sometimes when I have to, like here, I brought my iPad, so I
Mm-hmm.
had to draw a few pages on the flights as well.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, I don't have any fancy besides the iPad. I don't think I have any fancy tools. No, it's just like the Syntec and the monitor. So
Have you found any difference between traditional and digital? Have you been using so much now with this fluidity between the two for you?
uh, for me, drawing digital, it's not that it's easier, but it gives me more opportunities to mess around. Like for example, if I do a panel and I kind of feel that's not good enough, I can scale things up or move around. So it gives I can explore more, like test more.
Mm-hmm.
Try to be more fluid with it. Now, when it's traditional, you have to be more precise, I suppose. I mean, you can always erase and do it again,
Mm-hmm.
but that takes more time. You can't experiment too much when you're doing traditional. I guess that's the main difference for me. Where I'm able to change things quickly if I need to on digital. And yeah, and inking as well. I mean, for me, inking on traditional, it's kind of I'm not. It's not that I'm not very good at it, but it's just like I don't have the patience for it. So my inks, they tend to be very loose, and
So because you're doing this digital and Thundercats, are you gonna be because it's digital? Is that both pencils and inks then
yeah,
included? So you're
yeah,
able to
that's
get the
why,
line
yeah,
work all down. Yeah.
yeah. Suppose that inking digitally, that definitely is easier for me.
Who's
Yeah.
your colorist on the book?
Oh, it's a guy called Roshan. He's from India, I think.
Okay, this is an international collaboration on
Yeah,
this book, isn't
exactly.
it?
Yeah, there's a Canadian writing, Brazilian drawing, and an Indian coloring.
Do you guys get on much of the way like Zoom calls, anything,
Uh,
any kind of meetups or anything
Yeah,
like that?
no, me and Ed, the writer, we do chat a lot actually, over Messenger.
Hmm.
But that's it. We don't get in calls. No, it's normally just a text messages,
Hmm.
really. With Rush, sometimes yeah, when he asks the questions or if I'm late with the pages or something like that, and just need to give a heads up for him for something.
I got you.
But yeah.
So he has this the dartboard at your picture and you're late. He's like, ah.
Yeah, exactly. It's my fault. Sorry.
How have you found the collaboration as a whole then? Who's the editor on the book?
The editor is Nate,
Hmm.
Nick Cosby thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I know he's doing a lot of things, which is great. But he's fine. He doesn't like. He's not one of the editors that keep asking too much, or bothering you too much, which is good.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's great.
It's a good collaboration now all
Yeah, yeah,
involved then.
yeah.
Do you get much in the way of comp copies sent to you when you work
I
on thing? Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I do get every time the books come out the week after, I get around 7 to 10 copies
Very nice.
from it, which is fair, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, it's great to have. So
yeah.
that's always something that's been curious to me is the comp copies because like as a small publisher we just can't afford the way of extensive comp copies because like
Yeah.
7 or 10 could be how much I sell
Yeah.
in a month depending. But with regards to the industry, like some people working like with DC and all, they're saying like the house is overflowing
Yeah.
with comp copies. I'm like, give me, I'll give them a good
Yeah.
home. So going back to the traditional and digital approach, you're saying it expedites the inking process for
Hmm.
you. You're able to get the line work down. It's more convenient because you work from your Cintiq or as you're mobile and on the go at
Yeah.
the moment. You can switch to an iPad now as well. Yeah, I noticed this morning you did a shop run to get some paper. Ironically, I don't know who wants that paper over there. But there's literally stacks of paper here that I don't know.
Yeah.
And if I had known, we could have just. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that. But with regards to the when you are at a convention like this and doing like sketches and commissions, like is there still much interest and hunger for that among Comic Con fans, like get head
Yeah.
sketches and yeah.
Yeah. No, sketches are something that sells a lot, really. which is funny. I remember, especially if you go to small conventions, right? You can't charge too much, But so if you're so mostly kids,
Hmm.
and they get like amazed when you're drawing their characters. So which is crazy. I mean, I remember I went to a small convention in, I think it was Wicklow.
Hmm.
Wicklow? Yeah, well, it was somewhere here in Ireland, and it was very small. Like, was there like 8 or 10 tables only at the convention, and I sold more sketches than in New York, for example.
Really?
Yeah, because in New York you tend to charge more because the people
Mhm.
that are looking for sketches
Yeah.
are normal collectors or huge comic book fans, while in the small conventions are normally kids and teenagers. So, but they get to, so probably because of the price you end up like selling more. But yeah, people do ask a lot for sketches. It's kind of, it's popular indeed. Yeah, more than the comics really. I
Mhm.
think sometimes, even though like I brought a few comics with me, like Thundercats, James Bond, and people tend to go more for the sketches. I think they
Interesting.
like to see their characters drawn.
Would that prompt you to go back and maybe do some pages by traditional means, just to have the original art to sell? Then, or do you have anything from the Thundercats series that you might do? I don't know, a cover or a pin-up just to have, because it
Yeah,
seems post-COVID, original artwork just seems to be going through the stratosphere in terms of
yeah,
the value of it. Obviously, your work pipeline, as you described it, is very beneficial for keeping on top
yeah.
of the deadlines, and obviously to transmit the files. If it's digital, you can email it back and forth much more easier, or having to get an A3 scanner and sort out the
Yeah. That's
DPI and everything. But
yeah,
and Bristol board is impossible to get decent Bristol
exactly,
board
yeah.
at the moment as well. But any do you have much in the way of original art pages yourself that you
No,
can know?
no, I haven't done any page traditional for this comic. No, but my plan is to start doing comics at traditional. I did buy a few materials. I built a setup there in my place to
Mhm.
draw traditional. It's just like you said, with the deadlines, like the deadlines on Thundercats has been very short, and for me to change a whole way of working, because I'm used to work in a way that if I had to change traditional, it's gonna take me more time to get used. So, and I kind of can't afford to miss deadlines right now.
Yeah.
But my plan is definitely when I get another work or in between something, try to do it traditional, try to go back to traditional
Mhm.
because of that reason that you said. I see that especially with the AI comes wrong now, uh, traditional art is gaining more value, definitely.
Mhm.
you
And is
know
that being a concern on your radar with the emergence of AI? Or
Not really.
Mhm.
No, I try not to think too much about it because you do have to do, like, I'll do my work. If I try to do my best. I know people from comics, like people that are doing comics, like editors, publishers, and artists, writers. No one wants AI on it.
Mhm.
People who buy it as well. I don't think anyone that buys comics, like who really likes comics, is interested in seeing AI comics. Um, but yeah, I'm not worried. No, to be honest. I know it's a like it's the conversation like that can take, like, a lot of controversy here and there, but there are people who's going to be affected, that's for sure, and I'm, I probably will as well at some point, but yeah, what can you do?
This
You just
whole
have to do your best.
this whole podcast just being AI generated Rapha.
Yeah.
But no, I
Yeah,
think I think
strain
that
on my voice.
I think that's been the general consensus, though. A lot of people, which is the way I've heard it put, is somebody will pay to see a sports game, but they won't pay to see a robot hit the ball.
Exactly, yeah.
And particularly as you've mentioned and described, commissions at a show, like what are people going to do then? We don't imagine people just going to queue up to print off something off his
Exactly.
computer. Like everything, the artist alley out there seems to be thriving at the moment,
Yeah.
and we're just a little past 10 past 12 at the moment, but early entry to the show was about, I think it was like half 9, 10.
Yeah.
It's been busy. It's been very busy all
Yeah.
month. Like, and there's a big queue out the window. Last time I checked, and it still seems to be growing and consistent. So I don't think you get that because of AI.
Exactly.
I think it's they want to see the actual people, the artists, the actors,
Yeah.
etc. So yeah, hopefully it'll be more benefits with these tools and more ethical use of the tools
Yeah.
than companies trying to shortchange people with them, I suppose.
Exactly. Yeah.
With regards to original art and just comics in general, do you have much of a collection yourself?
Not really. I do have a few. I think I have only 5 pages there. I have a sketch from Otto Smith
Oh,
that
cool.
I got in Malta when we were there.
Very nice.
I got a page from Danny Euros.
Not very good.
Yeah, I got a page from Ivan Race.
Not very good. Nice.
And I think that was it, actually. I think maybe a few sketches from here and there I got on conventions. I probably have something from Declan as well. But yeah, no, I don't have tissue man now. I should have more. Really, it's just as something that you don't think about it. Like when I go to conventions, I meet with people and I talk to them, and I don't even think about like, oh man, I should get a page from you, because I should, because those can value a lot of money. Like later, I can try to sell them if AI takes my job at some point.
Well, what we should do is you should do some pages, put them on ice, and then we fake your death, and then auction pages. So then it's worth more.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, when we sell it for a lot of money at auction, you come back and we just put a fake mustache or something on. Like this is Rapha's long lost twin brother.
What happens to draw as well?
Yeah, that's it. Hey, here we go. But in terms of reading and comics as well, obviously it's intense in the industry, making the comics. Not enough time to enjoy it. But you were obviously first and foremost a fan before you began in making comics yourself. Is there anything in particular that you're reading or enjoying or collecting at the minute yourself?
Not really. No, I haven't read anything in like ages. Really. I mean, I do like to follow one thing here and there. But I don't get to read like full stories, to be honest. Yeah, no, not really. Sometimes I get a graphic novel here and there, to read, but it's like I said, in the last year, really, with the move back to Brazil and everything, I'm working and it has been very busy. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I wanted to catch up with at the moment.
How's the setup at home now that you have a designated space in the house?
Yeah. We got an apartment there where I have a room. I made it an office, which is good. The kids, like, they still sleep together, like in the same room. I'm probably gonna have to vacate in a year or two that room and try to find a different place for me. But
one of them could sleep underneath the drawing desk, like in the studio, Ghibli studios. You see the videos. There you go.
Yeah. That is so, but yeah, no, it's a good space there. I'm able to have my digital setup and my traditional setup as well, and so it's very organized there, which is good.
Very nice. And are your kids aware of what you're doing now? That you're a professional artist. Have they tried to emanate? You see sparks of dim drawing as well?
Yeah, actually, my oldest, he started to like draw more. He always liked to draw, but it's just like scribbles and things like that. But now that he sees me working there at home, sometimes he just stay at my side and look at my screen and keep asking, "Is this the bad guy? Is this guy a good guy? I mean, who's that guy?" He keep asking the names, why he's doing that, and while I draw, so which is fun. And he's kind of got a knack for it. Like sometimes he goes to his desk and he starts drawing. Like, he doesn't draw comics, but he draws like a whole drawing. Then he started, "Oh no, this happened here and this happened there." So he started to telling stories of his drawings. It's not just like, I drew a Spider-Man. No, he drew this bad guy, and then I went to that dinosaur and things like that, because he loves dinosaurs. So yeah, he's kind of getting more interested in it. Definitely, yeah. I drew a comic for him, like a strip, with the dinosaur that he likes. And he went there and he colored the whole thing. He put like some speech bubbles and here and there. So it's kind
of. How old is he now?
He's 6 now.
6.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the same. You know what? Exact same age as my nephew, and he's very much the same. I'm actually impressed at what you can do as 6 now. You know, it's just the way they you can see when you see them grow up and you see from the scribble, and then you can see the actual like consistent outline
Yeah.
of the figure. It's like, wow, it's puts me to shame
Yeah.
anyway. um,
Yeah.
and at the moment, do you have much in the way of other projects cooking at the minute? You don't have to say anything, but
Hmm.
like, are you like working? Like, is it going to be more in terms of indie press or creator owned, or you be staying more towards or keeping with
No,
kind of
yeah.
labels?
Yeah, no, I'll be more with the mainstreams for the next year for sure.
Very nice.
Because yeah, I have still the Thundercats, and I have another thing that is line up, and then I think I'm gonna go back with Thundercats as well. I think I'm gonna work on a few issues on Thundercats next year again. Yeah, I'm gonna keep with them with Dynamite there, and yeah, yeah,
Awesome. And
yeah.
then, and where can folks keep an eye out then for what you're doing then? Like, how can people follow along?
Oh, it's mainly Instagram. I do have Twitter and Facebook, but I don't use it at all. So people can follow me on Instagram. There's where I post most. I haven't posted too much recently. I don't know. It's just like a time or even interesting. Um, but yeah, everything that is new that's coming out or something that I'm doing, I'll post in Instagram for sure. So people can
Awesome.
follow me there, and I'm always like free if anyone wants to send a message or anything, just to ask question or whatever, you know.
Well, that's good. Do you do much in the way of Instagram Live or anything like that?
No, no, it's just like posting here and there as well. Yeah,
Yeah, I do see. I know you mentioned Danny Earls. He seems to be really getting to that vein of Instagram Live, and
yeah.
it's a great way. I recommend to the students in the academy when they're working on the final year projects. I was saying to them that they should try and put something out there, drum up, just show people the process, because a lot of the business now. I don't know if you
Hmm.
feel the same, but you kind of have to have a profile.
Yeah,
You know, like I've heard it firsthand from other editors, and they would say, well, they would actually look to see what your following online is, because say that's a potential percentage of
yeah,
sales.
yeah.
If they hire you, they get a good artist plus a following to it. It sounds like you do Instagram and you put a post up and ask the extent of it. I'm guessing you're not a huge like a huge social media
No.
into it, but is it a necessary evil though? Is it to have within in the
Yeah,
industry? Yeah,
I'd say yeah. I mean, for me, I'll just delete everything, you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I even though I like to see what people are doing and like I said, you know, see stories and like that, I can enjoy seeing it. But it's something that for me it takes time, you know, time in a sense where I spend the time that I don't have on it too much. But definitely yes. I mean, whatever I did have like work coming from social media, you know.
Yeah.
So where I posted a cover that I did, and this guy he looked at it and he just contacted me and said, "Hey, I have 8 pages here. Do you want to draw? I love your drawing on that cover." So definitely, yes, it's a necessary evil. Yeah, it's just that for me, the tool is not built for that in a sense where you can like a few years back you could definitely grow your follow organically. Like nowadays it's impossible, you know. You do, some people pay for to get followers and things like that, and normally and sometimes they're not even like good followers.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like
yeah,
bots and stuff. Yeah.
it's a way for us to keep touch with each other as well, you know, so which is good. So any like you can comment on someone that you like, and that person can comment back, you know, and you get to meet some amazing people. So, and definitely like people who might end up giving you work, like editors and publishers and things like that. So, yeah, it's definitely necessary evil. And I do feel that I should post more. You know, like you said,
Yeah.
Danny does like two or three posts at least a day, stories and things like that. It's something that I should have do more. Definitely, yes.
Yeah, yeah, but you hit a nail on the head as well when you were saying about a lot. It's very hard to get the organic growth
Yeah.
though. Like I've noticed, even just doing the podcast, we've taken some of our interviews and classes, spliced up into a podcast,
Hmm.
and we put up on YouTube and stuff. And like we would have say someone like Kevin Eastman.
Yeah.
Like well, Kevin Eastman, that's you should just put that out there, and that should instantly when people go looking for like
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles or something, should just be there. not quite. You have to break it into smaller
Yeah,
videos, use the hashtags, format it as a short, and then
yeah,
other things, and then you might get a couple of hundred instantaneous, and then it's the constant regurgitation. And like it's a
yeah,
whole. It is, I suppose, social media management and everything. It's a job unto itself. But this
yeah,
is this is the thing with comics is that you're not just sitting at a desk writing. You're not just sitting drawing.
yeah.
You have to be a social media manager. You have to have a production schedule. You have to be an office manager for yourself and make
Mm,
sure, do I have my supplies, my setup, and
yeah.
and then an understanding of basic finances, and do the books. It's so what would you say then? This is kind of like a two-parter to
Yeah.
close out with, but what do you think in terms of your career led you, like, do you think it's your prior experience led you to be this form of a comic book artist? Do you think because you've had the experience in social media marketing, animation, do you think that's led you to be the comic book artist that you are, or do you think it was your comic book
Mm.
sensibilities led you into those fields?
I guess it's kind of mix. It's a mix of like working with advertisement and design made me aware like things are, even if you're doing like art, let's say, for when you're doing art for a design company or something like that, you do have to be tied to a schedule. You
Hmm.
have to have a work ethic, like a really good work ethic, to be able to get more work. And I think that's one thing that helps me when I'm doing comics, because we artists sometimes we get like stuck in things that we don't need to. Is more like a things that is for ourselves, like, oh, that hand is not quite right, so you keep like spend hours on it. So I think that was one thing that helps me, like I can let go things that, because I need to deliver them.
Hmm.
So I treat it as a business mainly. So I think working with design and things like that helped me with that. um and also, I guess, mm, doing art, like, because I always draw, so it's something that I always like to tell stories as well. I think that's another thing that helped me, because I focused a lot on storytelling when I was learning, because I wanted to create. So I always like the cinematography of it.
Hmm.
So I think that helps as well, like, because you have to have a good storytelling when you're drawing comics. Mainly, that I think I would say that's the main thing when you're drawing comics. Besides have a good drawing, uh, you're able to tell a story visually. That's one thing. I think I'm okay. Like it's something that I studied a lot, actually.
It's a brilliant point because I was doing portfolio reviews this morning,
Mm-hmm.
and I had one gentleman join me here, and he's a wonderful illustrator, fantastic. But he had like nine or so,
Yeah,
panels on a page,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it was everywhere was covered, not enough space for like the
yeah,
lettering, and it
yeah,
was like all kind of crammed in. And I told him, and I love the stuff. I invited him to pitch a short story for the next Lightning Strike anthology and everything. But like these are the points as well that you could be a great illustrator,
yeah,
but the comic books are its own medium, so you
yeah.
kind of have to appreciate, like with anything, you kind
Exactly.
of
Yeah,
got to appreciate it.
yeah.
So you would put first and foremost then your storytelling narrative skills
Yeah,
then is the main one, yeah.
yeah. That's the main thing I try to think when I'm drawing the page. Because like I said, you can have like five beautiful panels there. If they don't connect, or if they don't make sense with each other, you have a useless page, because
Hmm.
you're not telling the story. You're just drawing beautifully. And sometimes for comics that's not enough. Just drawing beautiful drawings. So sometimes it's better for you to have I mean, not a you have a good drawing, but you should make less. The thing, less is more, so you do less drawing and more storytelling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. So sometimes when I look at script and I try to come out with a page, I try to think how the design of this page, how the layout's gonna work, how the panels are gonna interact, how they're gonna, the flow of the page, the reading direction. Okay, it's gonna be up here, there. So what's the main focus on each panel? The main focus on this panel makes sense with what's gonna happen next, you know. So yeah, all those small kind of things that I think they help more than having like a amazing drawing,
Hmm.
you know, because like I said, comics is a media of its own. So if you have a good storytelling but a bad drawing, it's not gonna work. If you have a good drawing but a bad storytelling, it's not gonna work as well. So it's kind of having a balance between them.
And what would you credit as your big break into the industry then? So, like, what
Hmm.
for you would have be like? What was the watershed moment for you that you went, "Oh yeah, now I'm in comics." What was? It doesn't have to be like the actual moment you started making comics,
Yeah,
but that you felt comfortable. I can make comic books my career.
yeah.
And is there a
I,
way that when that happened to you, that you think it's
I,
something that others who might be listening could replicate then if they want to become a professional comic artist?
mm,
Because it's a tough one whenever you pursue a career in the arts,
yeah,
it's tough. And then comic books is even that little bit tougher because it's so esoteric in some ways. It's more accessible than it's ever been, but
yeah,
it's still very, very tight to get into.
yeah.
Um, but was there a moment for you, and what would be your recommendation then for people who want to be a comic book artist?
I suppose when I started drawing comics like professionally, I would get very worried about if people were liking. I would get very worried about the critics, if the books were selling, if the writer was happy with my drawings, if they. So I'll get very worried about that. So I get very anxious,
Hmm.
and I'll be worried out if they're gonna give me another job, or they're gonna, you know. So when once I understood, okay, I just need to do my best, and I need to talk with people and, you know, get to meet people, like talk with them, ask them questions, you know, like about comics. Uh, it's like be part of the comic community, you know. So it if you draw comics and you stay locked up in your room, you don't talk with anyone, you don't get to get friends, you don't go out like on conventions and things like that to meet people, you know, you don't go to more experienced artists and ask them questions, you know, how can you get better, what are the like you asked me what's more important here and there, you know.
Hmm.
You get reviews on your portfolio. So I suppose when I understood that, okay, I need to treat this as a business,
Hmm.
so I need to do networking. That's one thing you need to do. I mean, you don't need to be friends with everyone, but
Hmm.
you know, you need to know what you want to do as a for your career. What do you want to draw? You know, so you have to have a career plan as well. So
Hmm.
okay, from now on, I'm gonna draw as if you get like I got Thundercats, so it's 10 issues. So I know this year is gonna be full, but you know, I'm already working towards, you know, talk to people, saying when I'm gonna be free, um, you know, showing people attending to conventions and talking with editors, you know. I guess when you start treating like as a business, like you start to sell your work as you would if you're working on a company, then I guess that's one thing that helps, you know, because people will know you, and people will appreciate your work more if you show that you know you're definitely interested in make this a career. So I guess that's kind of it, you know.
Yeah. It is a business at the end.
Yeah.
It's a career. It's a business. It's sometimes I call the series that we do creator and conversation. A lot of it touches upon like
Mhm.
the creative process, but then we also have to highlight that that's one facet. And if you want
Yeah,
to make this your livelihood, then you have to treat it as
as a
work.
work,
You
yeah,
know, this is
exactly,
it.
yeah. You have to be strict with your hours as well, you know, like if you have to work late, you're gonna have to work late. Of course, you know, you have to have a work-life balance as well, but
Mm. A
uh
lot of self discipline comes into
yeah,
it.
I mean, if you open a coffee shop, you're gonna have to work on the coffee shop every day. You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to talk with people who's gonna bring like the coffee for you to make, and you have to get clients that are someone who be nice, others don't, and it's the same with comics. You know, some people are gonna be nice with you, some editors are gonna listen to you, some others won't even reply to your emails. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a career, so you have to treat it as it is, you know, like you have to treat
Absolutely.
it as work as well. It's fun, it's super good, like to draw comics, to draw those amazing characters, and to be able to be part of it. But at the same time, it's a career, it's a business, you know, it is work, so it has to
Mhm.
be treated very serious, you know, if you want to keep doing that, like, you know, or otherwise if you get like late on your deadlines, if you don't deliver, like if you promise too much and don't deliver it. So all those things are gonna hurt you in your career. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, listen, thanks so much, Rapha. Let's get back to the art floor.
Sure.
You're on Instagram. What's your handle? Just your name, is
It's
it?
it's Rapha Lobosco. So RAPHA LOBOSCO all together, and you can find me there. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, listen, enjoy the rest of the weekend. I'm sure you have a lot of catching up to cram in and
Sure.
to do as well. And thanks so much again.
Thanks a
Okay,
lot, man.
have a
Thanks
great
for
one.
having me. Cheers.
Cheers. Many thanks again to Rapha for joining me in today's episode of Creator in Conversation, and many thanks to you, the listener, for also checking out this episode. If this is your first time finding us in Creator in Conversation, I invite you to subscribe to the podcast, and feel free to leave us a comment or get in touch at info@tasqart.com. That's TASQART. Or follow us online with our handle at TASQART, TASQART, standing for Tallaght Academy of Sequential Art, Ireland's premier and first academy solely dedicated to sequential art and comic book production. We have a number of talks and classes like this throughout the year, and we hope you'll check us out and learn some more and connect with fellow like-minded individuals. Thanks once more to Rapha and to you, the listener. Until next time, this has been a copyright production of Macaulay Consultancy 2025.